Real estate agents get paid too much money. They don't do anything but put homes on the MLS and drive people around and look at fancy houses. Today, I'm going to give you a couple things and things you can do with your business that require zero talent to absolutely scale your business during this time where, real estate agents' commissions are a little bit under attack. So stay tuned. What's up, guys? Coach Kane with the Real Estate Agent Playbook. This is something I get asked a ton. Either agents get in the business, they say, I don't have any money. How do I build a business? Also, they say, I don't know what I'm doing. How do I do that? So we're going to talk about that. Obviously, I work really hard to educate my team and the people in my downline to get better, but we're going to really dive into that. So thanks so much for tuning in on the podcast, on YouTube. Do all the things, share the episode. Can't wait to drop this episode. So let's get into it. 10 things that require absolutely zero talent in any business, really, but we're going to relate them to real estate so that you can take advantage of these things and start building your business right now. First thing is being on time. I'm here to tell you that I often, am running late sometimes because now my schedule is so stacked and I make it so tight. One accident, that I come across or, something that happens, I have to stop and get gas or whatever, that can throw me off. But early on, when you do have time, make sure that you're showing up on time every single time. This will make it easier when you get in my situation where your calendar is stacked to make sure that you're timely and on time. And I'll tell you, I'm on time most of the time, but every once in a while, you get that thing. But communicating that piece is also very important. But zero talent required is to be on time and show up on time every single time. Making an effort. And this is the next one, and that's kind of interesting. This one is, one of my favorite parts of the real estate industry is that no day is exactly the same. And so if I drop back and I'm not making the effort to continually look and grow and make an effort to build my business, that's when I lose. But the opportunity is there constantly. You always have the time to put in the effort early on. And so if you're putting that extra effort in and showing up and doing all of that, you will absolutely, be a credible resource. Not to mention, one thing that I talk to agents about is, early on in the business, you have time. You have time to handhold and walk people through. And is it the best thing ever? Or, is it great to show 10 houses? Well, no, but you're getting experience while you're getting a buyer closer and you're learning that process. So just make the extra effort while you can, and it'll go a long way in the foundation of your business. Being high energy is the next one. And this is something that, is probably best achieved by getting yourself into a morning routine. And this starts with self-care. And, we have a lot of things going on, families and businesses and other businesses and, agent attraction and all the things that we do. However, if I don't get my mind right, if I don't have my morning routine, I'm absolutely a mess the rest of the day. And so as you can see, getting your mind right and being high energy will absolutely translate. If I get those things done, the things that I do in the morning, which include waking up, reading, drinking some water, then I eat breakfast with my kids. I work out 45 minutes before I get ready for the day. Then I take my kids to school. That's how I start every single day during the school year, especially. And so that means that my energy is automatically increased. And that's something that is extremely powerful and carries over to my day in business. So once you get that morning routine, I'm going to challenge you and bookend all of the day with your, end of the day routine. And if you can manage that energy and really exponentially grow that energy you have throughout the day by having a morning routine and an ending day routine, I would promise you that you will show up a different person and you'll see different results in the midday. Next, we have having a positive attitude. This is something I talk about in a video that I'll link right here, talking about, scaling in the market and not, kind of highlighting and, freaking out and incurring fear into the market like all the headlines do. So take that information, pull it out, find the winners, but you can change a lot with your attitude. If your attitude as a real estate agent, the market sucks, it's not a good time to buy, it's not a good time to sell, the market sucks, no one's going to work with you. Now, I'm not saying misconstrue information, but you got to look at the data, understand the data enough to analyze it and find the winners and the losers. And that's what I talk about in depth in this video. But as long as you can maintain a positive attitude throughout a transaction, throughout your marketing, throughout anything, this will help you a ton. And I get this a lot with other agents where, for some reason it becomes some sort of posturing back and forth, like I'm the best agent or this. At the end of the day, if we don't work together with positive attitudes, we're not going to get paid. So I think a lot of egos need to be checked at the door in our industry and understand that our job is not to get in the way and our egos don't really matter. It's honestly about the other buyer and seller and bringing them together and making sure that their interests are met and that they have a, sale that they all agree on at the end. So that's definitely something that, the attitude and the way you present is something that goes a long way. Next, we have body language and using good body language. And this is interesting because, now we have all these distractions, cell phones and things. And sometimes that body language carries over, right? If I'm at a meeting and I'm, constantly looking at my phone and I'm kind of preoccupied, I think that's all part of body language right now that we haven't talked about. Obviously, sitting up straight, not slouching, not showing up like a slob, all of that stuff matters. But I think that having, a good body language and a good presence about you is super important. And that's something you can easily do, and that all starts with educating yourself on the back end and having that confidence and understanding the markets and understanding what you're talking about. That'll immediately impact your body language. So right now you have the time for that. So I would definitely show up to, anything on the market and any strategies that people are talking about marketing or anything like that, because the more you know, the more confident you are, and that affects your body language immediately without even knowing it really. Next one is be coachable. And this is one that's pretty interesting. And I think about this a lot within my group at the Wolfpack, Mike Sherrard and Connor Steinbrook. We have live calls, 5 days a week. And people are like, oh, there's so many calls and, I don't have time. Well, I'm here to tell you I have 45 agents at the time of this recording in my downline. I also have 8 houses under contract and have sold 8 million in volume in 3 months. And I have time to show up to those calls. And so making time and adjusting your time and planning ahead, obviously, and not being as reactive goes a long way. But if you're coachable, if you're showing up to those calls and you're learning, it makes it a lot easier to kind of, okay, you want this idea? Let's go. But if it's just showing up to our mentorship meetings, which I have with some agents, and they're just like, okay, what now? Okay, what now? Okay, what now? They're not doing any of the work outside to show up and be coachable to be a part of this. And I can't make you a good agent if you're not willing to be coachable, be amiable to all different kinds of ideas. And, what are you trying to learn and what are you trying to build in your business that's important? And all of that goes into being coachable. There's one thing that I do pretty much every single week is go to 3 or 4 of the 5 calls and I show up on camera. I'm not doing something else. I'm sitting right here. I'm paying attention. I'm locked in on camera. And, it's helped me build relationships that, will change my life forever just by doing that, showing up, being coachable, understanding that, yeah, I'm a top agent in the group, but I can learn something from every single agent that speaks on those calls. Doing a little extra, and this is something that's very interesting, especially when we get in the conversation of commissions and that kind of stuff. People are like, nope, I'm not lowering my commission. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing anything. I'm a real estate agent. This is what I should get. And that's what I'm doing. The honest truth is it never goes away. This weekend, I'm literally going to one of my listings that's been on the market a while. The seller had moved the washer and dryer upstairs into the garage. And he told me the first day I met him, he said, I don't want to move that garage or that back downstairs. And so I said, okay, don't move it back downstairs. We'll see if they want it in the sale. Well, then the buyer comes to the contract and says, yeah, we want to make sure those work and they need to be plugged in. They need to be there before we'll close. Well, my client said day one, he didn't want to do that. So who's going to move those down in the basement? I am. So doing a little bit extra never goes away, but it's always really well noticed. And when we step back and look at, okay, this is the amount we're making, that's just, another hour of my time to get and, provide that service, because I know that my client doesn't want to do it. I know that to get this sale, the buyer wants them hooked up. So that's what I'm doing. Do a little extra. Being prepared, and this one is so important. I always talk about this, like a carpenter wouldn't build a house without knowing how to use a hammer. He wouldn't take the job to build a house without knowing how to use a hammer. So as agents, we need to be prepared during the time where our business is a little bit slower in the off season or whatever, constantly sharpening your skills based on, what are our tools, the MLS, the contract software, your website, all of those tools. If you can sharpen yourself and be prepared and show up, that'll immediately help you grow your business, right? Because these tools are put in place, you pay for them. And yeah, there's obviously the basic MLS is how we find properties, but it does so much more. And so if you can understand your tools, understand your contract writing software, you have a huge jump on really a lot of people, because people don't take the time to go to those, classes, whether they're Zoom or in person, to really make sure they understand how to utilize their tools. There's always new tools as well. And some people just jump right in and, start using them and don't use them to their fullest. So if you do have time and your business is a little bit slower, prepare yourself a little bit with those tools and how to use them, because it can take your business a long way. Having a good work ethic. And this is something that not everybody has, not everybody comes natural to, but the honest truth is everybody can build a decent work ethic. And so if you're one of those people that maybe is a little bit lazy and you know it, you know who you are, then take a look, step back and be like, okay, this is what I got to do. And if we can make that happen, we can absolutely change your business and your life forever. Every single top producing real estate agent I've ever met has a brilliant work ethic. And I will tell you that hands down, there's not anyone who got handed it. It's a tough business. And so that's something that you absolutely can build throughout, but it is very difficult. So understand, and it has to happen every day, right? It's not just like, oh, I got a good work ethic, I'm good to go. It's constantly improving, that self-improvement, that self-love, but also leveling up. And really, if you do all of the things above, there's absolutely no way that you cannot have a strong work ethic. So pay attention. Again, take a look from that non-bias. How is my work ethic? Could I work harder? The answer is absolutely yes. You could always work harder. It's like you have 40% more left in the tank when your body tells you, hell no, I have nothing else, when you're lifting or whatever. So understand that and get your work ethic. If you want to be a top producer, you can't go there without it. So right now, requiring zero talent is work your ass off and do everything you can for your business. Okay, to round things out, you honestly have to show up every single day. And if you know me, that's exactly what I say. All of this above is about showing up and showing out, being extremely passionate about what you do. The truth is that you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So take a look around, especially in your business. I like to separate business and family and, how this goes. 5 people in your business that you surround yourself with. So your colleagues, your industry partners, all of those things. You're the average of the 5 of those people. So take a look at them. And if you need to level up, give me a call. Let's talk. This is absolutely the thing that changed my business when I came to EXP and started hanging out with Mike Sherrard and Louis Galt and Connor Steinbrook and, top lenders in the state and all the other industry partners. You are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So take a good look. Are you surrounding yourself with the best ones? If not, let's talk. There's a link below. Would love to talk to you. Bye-bye.